Okay, so the story that I'm going to read out today is basically an episode from a novel that I wrote, which is called A Part I Left With You. I'm going to talk about the kind of thoughts one of the characters goes through in this story. The character's name is Natasha. She's going through what one might call a midlife crisis. There's a change in her life that's happening, and she is trying to move on, but she's finding it very difficult to cope up with things. And this is just one of those incidents that happens with her. So I'll just start reading the story now. Uh, the title goes Natasha, Who Am I? Natasha turns the key, twists the doorknob, and pushes the door open. Never before had she thought so much about the simple act of opening a door. She was in a strange state of mind today. Somehow her perception of time felt completely stretched. What a miracle it was! Humans opening doors. It begins with the will to open a door. Your neurons receiving orders from your brain, and the complicated machinery of bones and muscles in your arm responding to it. She pushes the door, enters her apartment, and jumps. Someone is sitting on a chair in the living room. What? How is this possible? Should she run out and call the cops? Who is it? She takes a moment and realizes that whosoever is sitting on that chair resembles her. Before she could ask, "Who are you? How did you get inside?" the figure on the chair speaks. Don't be shocked. It's just me. I am the part of yourself that you leave behind when you are gone. That does not even that does not make any sense to Natasha. She doesn't even know what's going on. I am the scent that remains when you leave. I am the spirit that stays after you're gone. I am the part of you that will die only with the death of all the people who know you. After a short pause, the figure continues. And as ironic as it is, I am all the people you have ever known. For you are all the people whom you have ever known. The world around you, the people, they make you. And that's what I am. And that's what you are. Natasha stares back at the figure, unsure what to feel. As she stands there trying to comprehend what is happening, the figure on the chair starts shimmering. It flickers and jumps from one form to another. One instant, it resembles her, another, her ex boyfriend, then her current boyfriend, then her mother, her brother, her childhood friend, her dog who passed away 2 years back, her father. And then she turns back into her own self. Why are you here? Natasha asks. She doesn't even know why she's asking this question. One answer to this question is, I am here because you left me here. Another answer is, I am here because you have been trying to look at yourself, wanting to know what's going on in your mind. Why are you doing all the things that you are doing? Okay, so tell me, why am I doing all the things I'm doing? I can't tell you anything. I'm your shadow. You can only look at me to see your own self. I can't tell you anything the way you want me to. And just then, the figure turned into her physics teacher from school. No more spoon feeding for you, young lady. You are a grown up woman now. Learn to find out things on your own. You will soon finish school and go to college. No one's going to spoon feed you then. You will fail and they'll kick you out if you don't learn how to do things on your own. And you will learn to figure out things. You will learn to figure out everything. You just have to keep at it. A voice echoed in Natasha's head. You are someone from my past, Natasha frowned. I am neither someone else, nor am I someone from your past. I am you. Your past, your present, your future, all of that. It's all you. It's all one. All the people that have come into your life, all the people that you have loved or hated or even been indifferent to you, they are all a part of you. You can't turn away from your past, your present, or your future. These are the things you always have to face. Attempt running away from them, and you will only end up tearing yourself apart. Your past and everyone you have ever met is what you are made of. Accept that. Try to erase any of that, and you will only end up erasing your own self. Natasha hears a phone beeping. The figure on the chair pulls out a phone from its pocket and says, I gotta go. The figure begins to fade and disappears completely in a while, but the beeping continues. Natasha forces her eyes to open and fumble for the phone. It's the morning alarm she had set. It's her own phone beeping. It was all a dream. It had to be. Then there's a time jump, and it's Natasha goes out to work, and then she has a long day, and then she comes back. And that's when we go. She came back from the office in the evening and pushed the door open to the apartment. She did not want to count the number of months it had been since she had moved in here, but she knew it had been almost a year. Still, so many boxes lying around, unpacked. Was the sight of them making her guilty for not opening them? Or was she regretting bringing them with her in the first place? She had finished her dinner more than half an hour ago, had done the dishes too, but still was not sleepy. She picked up her phone and checked the time, 10:37 p.m. She opened the messenger app on her phone, found some of her friends online, typed hi, but kept the phone aside. She was in no mood for chit chat. She looked at the piles of boxes again. Was she someone who hoards articles, things that are useless? Not really. What was in the boxes then? Things that she possessed and had not needed for over a year. A total of 5 boxes stacked neatly in 2 piles, one taller than the other. She picks up one of the boxes. It was full of just things. What would you call them? Memorabilia? Things she had bought with her ex boyfriend, picture prints, prints of famous paintings, some of her favorite Monas and Picassos, salt shakers, mugs, stuff like that. Things that had decorated her flat where she lived with the man she thought she loved. Things that had now become painful memories. Why did she bring all this with her? Why did she not leave them behind at his place? Because she knew all these things would remind me of her. She knew they would make him miserable. She sat there frozen, staring at the contents of the box. One by one, she picked up the objects in the box and placed them on the floor, pausing frequently, taking all the time she wanted to look at them. Each piece had been carefully selected and scrutinized at the shops they had been bought from. She held up a fridge magnet that they had bought together in Goa. That shop, it was a fridge magnet heaven. Thousands of fridge magnets displayed all over the walls. It was so hard to make a decision to pick up one, but they had been successful in narrowing down their choice to 2 pieces. He wanted a palm tree forming an X across, and she wanted to have one with only a golden sunset. It was such a fun day. What did they do that day? Shop, move around, ate, looked at each other, smiled, held hands. She smiled looking at the fridge magnet with the sunset, the golden sunset. She put it down on the floor. Each of the objects seemed to have a little soul, and each of these tiny souls seemed to get liberated and floated away as soon as she placed the objects on the floor. The objects were free now to do what they had always wanted to do.